This thing should wake this little truck up. Does this truck just get hot piped and run on E85? Welcome to the Restore Ralph channel. I'm finally starting the Turbo Dakota project. This is my 1991 Dodge Dakota, originally 2.5 truck, 5-speed manual. Then I had a 3.9 5-speed manual in it. It's got the newer 95 style front end on it. And now it's got a 96 5.2 Magnum along with that 5-speed. And we're gonna flip the manifolds backward and build a turbo kit for this thing. First step is to try to get these exhaust manifold bolts loose. And since this thing has been running for, I don't know, 20 minutes, charging the battery up while I was moving stuff around, I'm gonna try it while they're hot and see if I can get them loose. All right, I think the whole stud's coming out of the head here. Let's see what this one does. All right, one more left on this side. That did not feel good. Every one of these just feels real tight and gets real loose real quick, and it feels like it's breaking off. But so far, I haven't. I have 2 left. I'm sure they'll both break off. Hope not. Not doing good. So these last 2 are nuts on studs, and I think that the nut broke loose for just a second and then caught the rust edge. Is now trying to pull the whole stud out, which I'm not against, but I am against it the way it feels. It feels like garbage, and I don't really want to break these off. Uh-oh, what was that? Is that the nut coming loose of the stud? Let's hope. Something. Yes. All right. One last holdout here. Okay. Both exhaust manifolds are loose. Awesome. No broken exhaust manifold studs, which is a miracle. I am pumped. The first obstacle I am anticipating is when flipping this manifold backwards, it's going to run right into my power steering pump and all lines and stuff. So I'm going to mock it up in there, see where it lands, and then figure out what to do with this guy. That needs to come up quite a bit. I could maybe grind the boss off for the EGR that's not there, but I hate to find that it's hollow in there. So I'm gonna move the power steering pump and see where it gets me. Power steering pump is out of the way. Let's see if this thing fits. So this side seems to fit right up. It's super close to the coil bracket down here, and I wouldn't run my ignition coil that close to a hot turbo and everything like that, but this side's gonna be the easy side, I believe. So if I look down this manifold, it does not look like there's any remnants of the EGR style hole. So I think I can grind that down and get some more clearance. This is not a vehicle I'm willing or wanting to give up power steering on. The manual racks are unobtainium for these Dakotas, and I actually just kind of like it. So I'm going to try a trick that I have. Hopefully I still have it in stock. So this is a ZJ Magnum in my Wagoneer, and there's a little bracket that bolts this compact little pump into standard Magnum space. I don't know that it's enough of clearance benefit to run this style or not. I'm not sure yet. So I ground down that EGR port on the manifold just to give me some extra clearance for the power steering. I'm probably going to make a bracket to move the pump up. I'm going to look into that B-van one because the B-vans had a different bracket for the power steering to tighten it up to the engine. That might be enough. I'm not sure how high it goes. I've got my bell adapters just loosely bolted on. This thing has backwards manifolds. So before I get too crazy, I got to get some exhaust manifold gaskets. It didn't have them from the factory, but I'll probably need to use them just to keep these things from leaking. And I'm not going to mock it up and then be an 1/8 inch off by the time I have 2 gasket thicknesses. I think rather than try and make a super tight bend off of this manifold, I think I'm going to go underneath the frame and cut some clearance out of this inner fender and U underneath it, and that'll keep it away from the radiator and give me a little bit more room to work with. Batteries. Well, I missed that hole. That sucks. That was the whole point. But oh well. All right, just for loose fitment, that will get under the frame. Actually, could come up quite a bit. I got maybe 3-4 inches in between there, so I could tuck it a little bit tighter, come up, and then bring this one up, and maybe the one from the other side up through this area, and then merge it at the flange, have the turbo sitting around in this area. I think that'll work. Right now I've got one bolt holding the power steering pump on. It's moved up and out. And if that van power steering bracket doesn't do what I need it to do, I can make either some Z brackets to go to a couple bolts on the head, or I could actually shave down this aluminum mounting boss on the pump and make a plate to move it up and over. So I think either way, I'm going to be able to keep power steering. I'm going to start some very rough fitment, see if I'm anywhere in the ballpark with just some standard bends. That's not quite long enough, but it's in the same county at least. Not wonderful. I guess it depends on where these come together. Yeah, that's definitely not straight, but that's approximately where it needs to be. Those two aren't even in the same neighborhood yet. We'll see how close I can get them. Here's my flange, and I'm thinking, I don't know, somewhere around in there maybe? I don't know if I can get it there. We'll see. Now the dumbass in me means I could just cut the hood and just have it poking through the hood. Nah, I like sleepers a little bit better. All in all, that's not too far off. I think I could probably shorten those pipes up a little bit and then merge them into the T4 flange And as long as I got enough clearance under the hood here and be able to place that flange in the right angle, I think it would work. It's probably time to get my turbo out and start actually measuring and thinking about where that guy's gonna go. Without further ado, this is the turbo I got. It's a VS Racing 7875. And it was a Black Friday special, so whatever, I justified it. So I went with the 7875 just because I think it'll spool a little bit better, especially with the 5.2 rather than the GT45 that I have on Dirty Harry. So this thing should wake this little truck up quite a bit, I would say. Like that. Maybe. Take this guy, set it down in there to where you like that, maybe. All right. Yeah, it's got to be under the hood, so it's got to be like that. I have to tuck over way sooner. Does this truck just get hot piped and run on E85? That's my decision-making process here real soon. This is what I've come up with so far. So I didn't want the crossover pipe to go up here and then the other side go on the other side of the frame. That means I would have had to have a joint across here, and I didn't really like that. So I got this really tight turn, right up in there. I've got them merged together, and then this 3-inch. The 3-inch pipe, when squared up, turns into about the same size as a T4 flange, so that works out. If you were wondering where I was making all these sweet pipes, yeah, it's on the floor. My fab shop is not a fab shop, it's just a shop that I fab in. Yes, an old vise and a Sawzall is what I've been making my cuts with. Crossover pipe fit. I got a little sleeve in the center because I don't have exhaust manifold gaskets on it yet, so it's gonna space outwards. Also gonna see if this piece will come out if I remove the radiator hose. It'd be kind of nice to be able to service this thing. If not, I might put a band clamp down there or even a flex joint. Not real sure yet. But for now, I've got this turbo flange sitting here, so I need to see if my turbo fits there. There we go. That's what we do it all for. 7875, 0.96 AR, VS Racing turbo, cast wheel, nothing special. Mounted on a fabricated mild steel Y pipe with the manifolds backwards. So I still would consider this in the mock-up phase. I still don't have the wastegate placement finalized yet. And realistically, the turbo is not necessarily in the place it's going to live. This is kind of similar to my Diplomat, where the exhaust kind of points at the engine, but then I can take a real quick 45 and go down where the factory exhaust was. So I should be able to keep this thing pretty quiet if I want to. And then right now I've got the turbo pointed downwards where I cut that hole in the inner fender. I'm hoping that maybe I can run my intercooler piping down through there. I'm not sure. This thing doesn't have a whole lot of space up in this area. In front of the radiator in the grill, I think there is room, but I might have to sneak up underneath it or cut a bunch of stuff out of this core support to get there. Got a lot of work done on the Turbo Dakota. Got most of the hot side mocked up. Got the turbo mounted, and that's a lot of work. I think that's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.